Hey, I wanted to share a text that I had gotten from my narcissistic father about 6 months ago when I was going low contact. This was around Christmas when I said that I wasn't going to be joining the family for Christmas that year and I was going to a friend's house. And my father, who I didn't know was a narcissist at the time, I thought that he was an enabler of my borderline mother. He texted, "We love you whether or not you believe it." And I remember thinking that that was a strange thing to say. Like, it didn't make me feel comforted, it just made me feel really confused. And I don't remember what I texted back or if I texted back anything, but it hasn't been until now that I've like fully realized the implications of that one statement that to me definitively proved that my father is a narcissist. And it also gives insight into like how these people think. Like, he's basically admitting that he does not care how I feel. To say to someone, "We love you whether or not you believe it," is saying, "I don't care whether or not you feel loved." He was fully admitting that. He was saying, "I don't care how you feel. How you feel does not matter. I will tell you what the situation is, and that is the end of the story. I will tell you that I love you, and how you feel does not matter." And this is their version of love, is them telling you, "I am loving you, therefore this is love, you must believe it." And they don't have your feelings as part of what love is. So for me, my understanding of love now is very integrated with the idea that the person that you're trying to love feels loved. I mean, I guess I always thought that, but it was confusing because my parents obviously didn't have that same version of love. So it would be like if you made someone a meal and you told them, "This meal is delicious regardless of whether or not you think it is delicious." That would be strange and not accurate, because in order for you to give someone a delicious meal, they have to enjoy it. If they don't enjoy the meal, then the meal is not delicious to that person. So if you're loving someone but they don't feel loved, then you're not loving them. And this is what narcissists don't grasp, or maybe they do know but they don't care. And that was just a massive wake-up call for me. Like, my father was just straight up telling me, in my version of love, I don't care how you feel. I'm telling you that I love you, and that's the end of the story. And you just have to accept that. And you don't get to question that. It's so bizarre. Like, I honestly still can't believe that he actually texted me that. He was fully admitting he was a narcissist. I don't know if I don't think he did on purpose. I still didn't get it at the time. I mean, I remember thinking, that's a really strange thing to say. But it wasn't until I actually went no contact that I finally realized my father was a narcissist. And then I thought about that text again and I was like, that totally proves it. Like, I have zero doubt in my mind now. Because a person who loves someone would never say to them, "I don't care how you feel." Because that in of itself is abuse. Just saying, "I don't care how you feel." So other narcissistic abuse channels have talked about holding on to like something to prove the abuse to yourself. Like, if you ever feel nostalgic or sad about not having a family to see on Christmas or whatever, like, that stuff's gonna come up. Have either a memory or just some evidence for yourself of why you're not going back. So now for me, that text is all I need. If I ever think of some nice memory of my father, like he coached my soccer team and taught me how to drive and we used to like shoot hoops together on the driveway, and it can be hard to think about those moments and the fact that I've decided to go no contact. But that text alone is proof to me that even if I were to try to go back and reconnect, like, he's already told me he doesn't care how I feel. I love you whether or not you believe it, is him saying he doesn't care whether or not I feel loved. So that's all the motivation I need to not keep trying, because he's just basically told me it's never going to happen. You can't have a relationship with someone who doesn't care how you feel. And I feel blessed that he made that explicitly clear, even though I couldn't see it at the time. But I think the narc mac slips, especially when you're going low contact or no contact. You will probably see something to show you what the real situation is, because even if your memories of this person seem nice, it's just because you weren't allowing yourself to like fully grasp the situation that this person doesn't care about you, because that's really terrifying. But when we're like emotionally able to handle it, then we will be able to process that. So I want to share that piece of insight about how they think, and their version of love does not involve how it is received. Their version of love just involves what they're going to do and what they're going to call love, and you're not allowed to give feedback. Whereas in a normal loving relationship, they seek feedback. Like, if you were to make someone a meal, you would say, do you like it? Does that taste good? Do you want different ingredients? Do you want more? Do you want less? Like you want feedback in order to love better. So you can ask someone, do you feel loved in this relationship? But another